Happy day, Sagittarius. This is your weekly reading for the week of April 20th through April 26th. I am Macy LaShawn Sledge. For those of you who are new here, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for engaging. I do appreciate you for being here. Your support means everything and it helps the channel to grow. So thank you for being here. So, as we are getting into the reading, I do want to kind of look at the energy as a whole before we get into the cards. And so, this week, Sagittarius, there is a deep need for you to really look at and ask yourself, can I do a better job at living a life of devotion? This week, you're being called to look at what it is that you are devoting yourself to. Are you devoting yourself to activities, experiences, communities, places? Are you devoting yourself to things that are lifting you up and empowering you? Are you devoting yourself to things, places, people that truly reflect the wisdom of your soul, that truly reflect the provision for your life that your soul has revealed to you? Okay, these are the questions that are coming up this week. These are the conversations that you need to be having with yourself this week. All right, there is, it looks like there could be some situations, some experiences coming to a head, coming to a close, ending situations that you thought you were going to carry with you into the future. But Spirit is saying, no, it can't go with you. And so let's get into it. Let's see what's being asked of you as you're stepping into this week. So the first card that we do have present is the Queen of Cups. Okay. It's the Queen of Cups. And through the Queen of Cups, Sagittarius, you are being invited to step into this calm space within yourself. Okay. And this is really more of a reminder, okay, that's coming up through the Queen of Cups is Sagittarius, as you are met with what you will be met with this week. The reminder through the Queen of Cups is to remember that you will find solace, you will find comfort, you will find the care that you need within yourself. Okay, within yourself. Again, this is why it's so important for you to look at and identify, have I been have I been living the life of devotion that my spirit has been calling me to live? Because if you have, then as you move throughout this week and face whatever it is that you may be facing, you'll be good. You'll still experience the emotions and the feelings of everything, right? But you'll be able to stay grounded. You'll be able to stay centered. You'll be able to stay present with yourself through it all. Okay. Whereas if you haven't been living a life of devotion, if you haven't been devoting yourself to what your spirit, to what your soul has been asking you to devote yourself to, if you've been giving yourself away to people, things, experiences that don't really resonate with your spirit, with your soul, with the provision for your life that your soul has offered to you, then you may find yourself struggling with the things that are going to come up this week. So, you have an opportunity as you're listening to this reading to to commit to commit to living a life of devotion, to commit to being the individual, the person, the resource that nurtures you, that fills your cup. Okay, the Queen of Cups represents this motherly energy, this loving, nurturing energy. And so that is what you're needing to pour into yourself this week in order to hold yourself up as you are moving through what it is that you will be moving through as you're going throughout this week. Okay. And the card that we have coming through to clarify the Queen of Cups is the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man. And through the Hanged Man, Sagittarius, you're needing to hear that the wisdom of your soul is correct. The wisdom of your soul is correct. You can trust the wisdom that your soul is revealing to you. The wisdom of your soul is correct. So have you, and here we going back to the Queen of Cups and tying this into the Queen of Cups, when Spirit is saying the wisdom of your soul is correct, that lets you know what it is that you haven't been devoting yourself to, or what it is that you need to do a better job at devoting yourself to. Honoring the wisdom of your soul, surrendering, because we have the hangman, right? He's hanging upside down. So surrendering your ego's thoughts, surrendering your ego's ways, surrendering what your ego believes is best, and taking out the time to nurture, to devote yourself to your soul's wisdom, to the provision that your spirit, that your soul has been offering you. Okay. You're no longer in a space, Sagittarius, to where you do things just to please other people. You're no longer in a space where you do things just to satisfy other people. You're no longer in a space where you do things just to satisfy your ego. That's not where you are. Instant gratification is no longer something that you desire, right? You want soul satisfaction. You want soul fulfillment, that it feels good, that is deeply rooted within your soul. That's what you want. And so, in order for you to have that, again, you're needing to hear that the wisdom of your soul is correct. The guidance of your soul is correct. Do not, Sagittarius, do not overlook or ignore the wisdom of your soul for any reason at all. And if you're currently in that space where if you're being honest with yourself and you're looking at everything that's present in your life, if you're being honest, you can see where this may apply to, right? You can see where this may apply to. Oh, yeah, I am overlooking the wisdom of my soul in this area or in this situation. And this is why, right? And the why has everything to do with the patterns that you're being asked to let go of. Okay. So the Queen of Cups is saying, listen, Sagittarius, devote yourself, devote yourself to the wisdom of your soul. Take out the time to nurture the wisdom of your soul, to nurture the relationship between you and your spirit, between you and your soul, so that you can stand firm in what's real and true for you, so that you can stand firm and honor the provision that your soul has provided to you for your life. Okay. The second card that we have coming through for this week's reading is the Hierophant. The Hierophant. And the Hierophant is reminding you, Sagittarius, that again, it's just this message of you can trust yourself. Like that is really what is coming up for this week, is you can trust yourself, Sagittarius. Trust the wisdom of your soul. Trust your spirit's guidance. Trust your spirit's guidance, right? The Hierophant is also speaking to and saying, Sagittarius, listen, because the Hierophant represents a trusted advisor, someone that we go to talk to receive wisdom, to receive advice, right? So the Hierophant is reminding you that you are your greatest advisor, right? That you have wisdom and infinite knowledge that lives within you, and that your spirit, your intuitive voice is always speaking to you, always guiding you, always giving you what it is that you need to make decisions that honor your heart, that honor your soul. And so the Hierophant is saying to you this week, Sagittarius, again, this message, reiterating this message that you can trust yourself. But also, the Hierophant wants you to hear, Sagittarius, that when you overlook what it is your spirit is telling you, you put yourself in difficult spaces. You put yourself in difficult situations. And that is coming to an end. That pattern, that is the pattern that's coming to an end, right? You put yourself in a space, Sagittarius, where what you truly want and what you truly desire gets overlooked. right? So that's the pattern that's coming to an end. And the reason why that pattern was a part of you, Sagittarius, is because you're just so open and you're so loving and you're so giving and you're so you want to be a part of. You want to be a part of. And so in the past, you would overlook your soul's wisdom, your soul's guidance, your soul's advice, just so that you could be a part of, just so that you could feel as if you belonged. But you're no longer in that space, Sagittarius. You're no longer in the space where you're wanting to belong just for the sake of belonging, right? Because you understand that there's a calling that has been placed on your life, and that calling, following that calling means that at times people will not accept you, people will not understand you, people will not make you feel as if you belong, because the reality is that you don't belong in those spaces, and that's okay. And the card that we have coming through to clarify the Hierophant's message is the Temperance card. Okay, the Temperance card. And the Temperance card, Sagittarius, is clarifying the Hierophant's message in that sometimes the sometimes the wisdom that our soul provides us, sometimes the advice, the clarity, the thoughts that come through that our soul is providing us with, sometimes it takes a moment for us to ground into it. Sometimes it takes a moment for us to for it to really materialize in our lives, right? A lot of times we're intellectualizing it. A lot of times we're in a space of processing it. And that's where your spirit wants you to be this week, is instead of jumping to conclusions, instead of taking what your spirit is showing you and jumping to conclusions or trying to move before it's time to move. The Temperance card is saying take some time to really this week slow down, take some time. Like slowing down is going to be the medicine for this week. That's what the cards are saying this week. Slowing down is going to be the medicine for this week, Sagittarius. Slowing down so that you can really hear this advice, so that you can really take it in, so that you can really soak it in. And the Temperance card is clarifying and saying there's no need to rush into integrating the advice. There's no need to rush into it. You really want to feel it deeply within yourself first before you move on it, before you act on the advice that you're being given. You really want to feel it in yourself first, right? And this is why the Queen of Cups was present speaking to and advising you and guiding you to turn back to devoting yourself to yourself, because it's through this act of devotion, Sagittarius, that things are going to shift, that that timelines are going to shift, that experiences between yourself and other people are going to shift, because it's almost like this act of turning back towards yourself and devoting yourself, it's going to create some chaos in some situations. And this is what you're resisting. You're resisting the chaos, Sagittarius. And so the Hierophant is also saying that some chaos is good. Some chaos is necessary, because what happens is it shakes things up. It puts things back into perspective. It brings you back home to yourself. It clears the fog, right? It opens up your eyes so that you're able to see, oh, hold on just a minute. hold on just a minute. Yeah, I have been giving my attention and giving myself, and hold on, right? So the temperance card is just clearing the Hierophant's message and saying, be still this week. Listen intently this week before you act on anything. And also the message coming through there is that you'll know when to act and you'll know exactly what to do because you're not listening and then, oh, I gotta act immediately. Nope, you don't have to. You can take your time. You can take your time, Sagittarius. And that's the message for this week. Take your time. Take your time. There's no rush. What that wisdom that you receive, that advice that you receive, that you hear coming through, you don't have to act on it immediately. Just observe, watch, listen, take it all in, and then move accordingly. All right. The next card that we have is the High Priestess. The High Priestess. All right. And I told you this listen, Sagittarius, um we're such spiritual people. And I'm laughing because it's just I love whenever the readings happen like this, like there's no getting around what's being asked of you, right? So we have the High Priestess, and through the High Priestess, Sagittarius, again, it's this placing an emphasis on, I know that you've already been, and this is spirit like saying, I know that you've been in this space where uh, you've been still, you've been quiet. It feels like it almost feels like spirit is like, your thought is almost like, damn, I'm on house arrest. Like, I feel like I'm on house arrest. And spirit is like, kind of. But I'm also hearing through the high priestess that some of you have not been listening to that call to get still, to devote yourself, to tune in, to only go where and when it actually resonates. Now, this hasn't been the call to punish you, right? It has been the call to prepare you, going into the quiet, taking the time to observe has been the call to prepare you, Sagittarius. So you've been looking at it through one lens, seeing it as if you're being punished, seeing it as if all the fun is being taken away. But that's not the case. And you're being asked to look at it through a different lens, through a new perspective. The perspective being you are being prepared for something great. You are being prepared to step into a new reality. And if you are giving yourself away in so many different ways to so many different things, then when do you have the time to be prepared? When do you have the time to listen? When do you have the time to witness, to observe the advice, the wisdom that's coming through? You don't. You don't. And because you have not been taking out the time to truly listen, to truly go into the quiet, so that you can receive the wisdom that lives deeply within you, it has led to some heartbreak. It is leading to heartbreak. So a part of what's happening this week, Sagittarius, is I'm feeling some disconnect happening between you and yourself. I'm feeling doors close that you should have closed a long time ago. Okay, and it creating a little bit of heartache, it creating a little bit of heartbreak, right? And the reason being is because you weren't listening. You weren't paying close attention in the throughout the past few months. And so now you're experiencing this heartbreak. Now you're experiencing this disappointment. When had you really been listening and paying close attention, had you been more devoted to yourself than to your patterns, because that's what it is. It's like being devoted to your patterns. If you can see whether you can see them or not, being devoted to your patterns is what causes you to make certain decisions. It is what has caused you to make certain decisions in recent months. And they're decisions that felt good and that looked like, yeah, this is what I'm supposed to do. But you acted with haste. You acted with haste. And so now it's not that it's not that these experiences or situations or relationships didn't feel good. It's that on a much deeper level, did it really align? Did all of it really align uh with the provision that your soul has provided to you? Because Sagittarius, here's the thing, you're no longer allowing your ego to dictate the narrative, right? You've emptied yourself of your ego's narrative. You definitely have, which is why you've been doing the work, because you want to live a heart-centered, soul-led, spirit-led life. So you have emptied yourself of your ego's desires, and you're like, my heart is coming first. My heart is coming first. And that's why some of the decisions that you've been asked to make recently have felt a little bit hard. That's why some of these inner conversations that you've been having with yourself have felt a little bit hard or difficult, because you can feel that, oh, this is where we're headed. We're headed into this space where I'm going to have to experience some disappointment. And you've been resisting that. You've been resisting it. But this week, Sagittarius, I'm hearing that when you truly get still, when you turn back to devoting yourself to your spirit, to your soul, to that wisdom that lives within you, there's no getting around it. You can't resist it. You can't resist it. Okay. And the message is that it's for your own good. It's for your own good. It's for your own good. It's, listen, it's divine intervention, it's divine protection. It's God keeping you focused on, centered upon the will of your soul. And nothing, Sagittarius, nothing is worth you compromising that. All right. So the card that we have in the past position is the Wheel of Fortune. And Sagittarius, I see, I picked up this card and I'm seeing it and I'm like, Lord. So in the past, Sagittarius, you were deathly afraid of change. You were deathly afraid of change. You were afraid of initiating the change, because because you didn't want to disappoint people, you didn't want to disappoint yourself, you wanted to belong, right? All of that was important to you, so you were afraid of change, you were afraid of initiating change. But now we have the Fool in the present moment. Now, Sagittarius, you know that taking a leap, taking a risk, making those changes, you know without a shadow of a doubt that it's this change that you're being asked to make. It's this leap that you're being asked to take. It's this risk that you're being asked to take that will lead you to beautiful places, that will lead you to exactly where it is that your soul desires for you to be. So Sagittarius, it's you are betting on the will of your soul above all else, right? You are betting on, and here's the thing, because what's been present in your life, again, it's not that it has been bad. It's not that it hasn't been good for you. It's just you're needing to look at and ask yourself, can I go higher? Can I go higher? Can I experience even better? Can I experience even better? And for some of you, you may have to dismantle completely whatever it is that you're being asked to dismantle, to let go of. And for some of you, you may experience what is in front of you becoming better with you. But you have to devote yourself to your spirit, to your soul first in order to really find that out. Okay. The last card that we have in the future spot is the devil. Okay. The devil represents self-indulgence, overindulging, okay, in situations and experiences that do not align. And so the future, this being in the future spot, is speaking to the fact, Sagittarius, that if you find yourself in the future, in the near future, in the days to come, in the weeks to come, in the months to come, overindulging in something that your spirit is asking you to separate yourself from, you will know that that is the cause for you continuing to feel stuck and stagnant. Okay, so that card is coming through to warn you, but also to remind you that, and I've spoken about this before, but also to remind you that free will is an illusion. So if you decide to say, well, I have free will, I can do this, or yeah, you can. You can overindulge in what your ego is wanting and what your ego wants you to overindulge in. But know that there will be consequences. Know that you will continue to stay in this stuck and stagnant energy that you have been wanting to leave behind. Okay, so that is your message, Sagittarius, for the week of April 20th through April 26th. Definitely let me know in the comments how this may have resonated with you. What are your thoughts? Okay. I do want to invite you to join me for the Archer's Reiki Circle, which is a weekly Reiki meditation that I host specifically for the Sagittarius community every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. You can use the link in the description to sign up. The next session is April 25th. Yes, April 25th. Okay. I do also want to let you know that this month's tarot special is a 3-card tarot pull for $33. You also have the opportunity whenever you book to pay for additional cards to be pulled for clarity. So if that's something that you desire, you can also use the description, the link in the description. Okay. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. That is how you can support me and what it is that I'm offering here. Again, I do appreciate you so very much for being here. I will see you next time.